Technology is reshaping our lives. It dramatically changed the way we live, the way we learn, the way we work, and the way we communicate. Technology has tremendous potential to connect us with one another. But there are still people who remain unreached, disconnected, and deprived of digital opportunities. The way we learn, the way we work, and the way we communicate. Technology has tremendous potential to connect us with one another. But there are still people who remain unreached, disconnected, and deprived of digital opportunities. TechFred centers serve as hubs that enable skills training and job opportunities.
We have more than 4,000 registered users, and about 67% are women, and majority composed of students as our beneficiaries. And why women? Because we are gender responsive, so all our programs are aligned with the gender and development program of our province.
Na tutunan ko yung ibang skills na dapat sa ibang schools na dapat per years dapat maano mo lang dito ng mabilisan ng mga months, mga 3 months, makakuha mo lang agad tapos paka-work agad.
This program helped me by finding a job and of course gaining more confidence as well. I was able to gain knowledge about the BPOs, on how does the environment work and how am I going to interact with my future customers.
As of now, as I'm the call center agent, so I see that difference because as of now I'm earning more than I have earned before as a tricycle driver.
Good afternoon, maayong hapon sa inyo tanan, and welcome to the webinar series of Negros Occidental Language and Information Technology Center on Visual Graphic Design and 2D Animation. This is the Visual Graphic Design Webinar 11, Introduction to Basic Adobe Lightroom Classic. I know that sounds very interesting and exciting. But before we start the webinar, let's pause for a moment and say a prayer to be followed by the singing of National Anthem and the Negros Hymn.
O labing makagagahom nga amay namon sa langit, mahinuklugon nga laon nga tagtugas ang langit, hangin, kalayo, tubig kag duta. Tanda ining imong timawa, kabay ining pag-ampo, magadulot sa amon sang kabuhi nga himaya. Salamat sa mga bugay nga imo ginpaambit sa amon. Salamat sa kabuhi nga ginadulot mo sa amon nga himpit. Salamat sa maayo nga panahon kag ilabi na gid sang imo katutom sa amon. Bendisyone ang imo katawhan. Bendisyone ang ila mga palangabuhian. Bendisyone ang mga panggas sa amon mga talamnan. Bendisyone ang ilang nga paglugayawan sa iban nga kapungsuran. Kabay, makalabot sila nga walay sablag sa ila pagapadulungan. Kag ila binagid, bendisyone ining isla sang Negros nga amon natawhan. Ginahalad namon ang ining pag-ampo para sa imo kadayawan.
Noon pa man, malaki na ang naging bahagi ng mga kababaihan sa lipunang Pilipino. Kaisa sila sa marubdob na paghahangad ng kalayaan ng ating lahi. Kabilang sila sa paglinang ng ating makulay na sining at mayamang kultura. Kasapi sila sa pagtataguyod ng mga adhikain ng kapwa mamamayan at sa pagtugon sa mga pangangailangan ng lipunan. Katuwang sila sa pagtuklas sa mga larangan ng agham at medisina. Kapanalig sila sa pagpapairal ng batas, karapatan at katarungan para sa lahat. Kabahagi sila sa
Ang magiliw kaysa silanganan, alam ng puso sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupig, di ka pasisingil. Sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong buhaw, may hilang kang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang isap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagdinigdig. Ang bituin at araw niyang kailan pa may di magdidilim. Lupa ng araw na walhagit pansinta, buhay ay langit sa piling mo. Ang hiligaya na pag may mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo. Sa kita ang pamilya, magbuligay, magigay, magigong, madapat mag-ari sa ating na probinsya. Nagotod na Negrosano, isa katawugan, mapinalang tao, sa buong natangguhan na isang napiso, sa kabuswagan, sa sikatao. Sa ambas ng lang, malihugdan na ang tandang sa kasal. Ako't wala may mapilit sa kalulungan, nananagis na nagagis na ako. Ang matutod na Negrosano, isa katawagan, mapinalang tao, sa buong natangguhan na isang napiso, sa kabuswagan, sa sikatao. Magutod na Negrosano, isa katawagan, mapinalang tao, sa buong natangguhan na isang napiso, pagbulikan, magligay, ang higong magkakapagpari, para sa kaos sikat hapon.
Hello there once again. My name is Sally and I am your virtual host. We at NOLITC are immensely happy that you are all joining us today. This webinar is a pioneering project of NOLITC Tech for Ed Center. We are recognized nationally as Outstanding Tech for Ed Center by the Department of Information and Communications Technology in 2020. PhilSecNet awarded the center as well as the pandemic resilience because of its support to teachers and students category. And just recently, TESDA conferred 3 stars to 3 registered qualification of NOLITC, 2-star awards for contact center services NC2, 2-star awards for visual graphic design NC3, and 1-star award for 2D animation NC3. Okay, NOLITC is the only technical vocational institution or TVI with 2-star awards in Region 6 or Western Visayas, and the only TVI with star awards for all registered programs with TESDA. The 2-star awards recognizes the accomplishments and improvements of NOLITC and exemplifies that the institution meets the standards substantially above the thresholds of competency-based training or CBT delivery and the program performance measure. This webinar is NOLITC Tech for Ed Center and the Province of Negros Occidental's contribution in the midst of this pandemic that we are experiencing right now. So amidst the spike of the COVID-19 cases and the emerging Delta cases, even in the province, let us all stay at the comfort of our home, but at the same time, enjoy learning online by attending NOLITC webinars. Okay, so to join, all you need to do is to register once and you will be given access to the entire webinars. You need to sign up for your attendance at the start of this webinar and it will be open for only an hour. All right, so the QR code is being flashed on your screen right now. You may scan the code and do your attendance. Yes, it is already open. You can do your attendance and you may also participate in our online open forum. The questions or for all your questions, you can post it in our online open forum link. It's also provided in the description box and it is also being flashed on your screen right now. So you may scan it in order for you to put in or to encode your question for our speaker later on. And you may also, if you are having hard time with that link, you may also post your question in the comment box in the YouTube or Facebook page of NOLITC where you are watching or whatever platform you are using right now. So please find the description box and scan the code. So we will also provide digital certificates to those who successfully filled out the attendance and the evaluation form that will be open or being shared later on. Okay, so if you're watching through our Facebook live stream, please follow our page and give our page a thumbs up. Okay, and if you're streaming live through our YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button now, please. All right, thank you so much. And to welcome you all to today's webinar, let us have the motivator and the driver of NOLITC success, our vocational school administrator and NOLITC Tech for Ed Center Manager, Dr. Maria Cristina Orbicido.
To everyone. It's nice to be back here. And thank you so much for joining us today for another graphic design webinar. To our regular viewers, hello, welcome back. We are always happy to see you. And we are very glad that you're here with us, learning, especially engaging in our learning sessions. And of course, a warm welcome to those who are new to us. And I hope that you'll continue attending this webinar series and you'll become part of this regular webinars that we're conducting on animation and graphic design. I'm glad that you took time to be with us despite your busy schedules and despite the threat of the global health crisis. For those joining us for the first time, NOLITC is trying to roll out these programs under the Gender and Development Project of the Province of Negros Occidental. And this is part of the priority program of our Governor Eugenio Sebong Lacson, under his Avance Negrense agenda. And of course, this webinar series is part of the recovery program of the province brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic. I'm sure that everyone is excited to learn from our expert. I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate Sir Ian, our speaker for today, for the 2-star rating for our visual graphic design course. This is the first time that we're rated 2 stars for VGD. And this is really a big accomplishment for NOLITC, having all our programs with stars. It's really a tough journey, and yet, despite all the challenges, we were able to prove that our programs are performing well, and it's always beyond the minimum standards of TESDA. I'd like to also highlight that tomorrow we'll be doing our first GOD webinar for this year. And in celebration of the Suicide Prevention Month, we will start with the first webinar on creating hope, a talk on suicide prevention. And we'll have a very good speaker tomorrow. And I would like to invite all of you to join us tomorrow, same time, same platform, same venue, via our Facebook and YouTube channel. And I am hoping that you'll continue to join us in our webinar series. And we believe that we can always be safe if we do all our activities online. And we know that all of you are afraid, stressed out because of the pandemic and because of the new variants that's coming out. So why don't we just take time to do more productive things at home or wherever we are right now? Continue attending our webinar series and continue learning and prepare for your future, because technology is a must. And at this time of the health crisis, we cannot avoid but learn to level up our skills so that we can adapt to the new normal. Again, as I'm always saying, let us take care of ourselves and each other. NOLITC Inspire, NOLITC Cares, Avance Negrense.
Thank you so much, Dr. RBC Dos. And NOLITC is not where it is right now without the unwavering support of our dear Governor Eugenio Sebong Lacson. To give us the message on behalf of the governor, let us have the Provincial God Focal Point System in charge, Ms. Margin P. Castro.
Pleasant greetings, everyone. On behalf of the Provincial Gender and Development Focal Point System, headed by our Governor Eugenio Jose Bong Lacson, I would like to extend our congratulations to all the participants of this webinar organized by the Negros Occidental Language, Information and Technology Center, headed by our innovative school administrator, Dr. Maria Cristina Orbicido, and supported by her dedicated staff. With the increasing cases of COVID-19 in the province and other parts of the country and the world, you, learning at the comforts of your home or wherever you are where you have stable internet connection, is by far the safest way of acquiring knowledge and skills which you can use for future employment or your eventual business in the future. As the action officer of the Provincial GAD Focal Point System, I am happy to note that our GAD budget is put to good use and is helping women, youth, and the marginalized sector in maximizing their potentials and in contributing to the economic development of their family. Also, NOLITC is helping to change gender relations and improve the status of women in our society. Congratulations to NOLITC and to all the participants for signing up in this course. I hope that you will complete the module, submit the requirements and evaluation so that you will be able to receive your certificates. Malipayon nga adlaw sa inyo tanan and Avance Negrense.
Thank you so much, Ma'am June. So before we proceed to the most awaited moment, let me greet Mr. Sean Stanson, all the way from Australia, for being with us today. Thank you so much for watching. And of course, we would like to greet Sir Greg Bancolo and Miggy Artisano over there, who is watching us. Rachel Harenio, thank you so much. Gail Rodriguez, thank you for joining us. Everyone for being with us amidst this pandemic, and right now the weather is really not good, but then you are with us. We really appreciate that. Okay, so as Aristotle said, excellence is a habit. And for our speaker, actually, it is a way of life. When he puts his mind and focus into something, he made sure not to settle for mediocrity. And in the recently concluded Battle of Bots, the Negros Occidental Robotics Challenge 2021, his trainee topped the Samabot competition elementary category. Without further ado, let us all welcome Mr. Ian Christian Antonio. Sir Ian, good afternoon. Good afternoon. How are
Miss
you?
Sally. I'm so excited, especially it's a very long time that I conduct this my last webinar.
Okay, but because you were busy with your robotics practice, that's why.
Yes.
And Sir Ian, I would just like to know, what is the importance of the Adobe Lightroom?
Alright, so actually Adobe Lightroom is a part of Adobe Creative Suite or Adobe Creative Cloud. Alright, so it's a one application also made of Adobe. Alright, so the importance is it allows to correct the image, to add to edit, to enhance, to make something excitement or something dramatic.
Wow, that's so exciting indeed, and very interesting. So without further ado, Sir Ian, you may take now the virtual floor.
Thank you, Ms. Sally. So once again, so good afternoon to all participants, and thank you for your time to that spent in this kind of webinar. Okay. So again, so actually yung Adobe Lightroom. So as a graphic designer, so para sa akin is necessary ito. So especially I want to make sure that the image putting to my design is something attractive, yung talagang ma-attract yung mga viewers. Okay. Then something to add something excitement, o di kaya something dramatic. Okay, so para sa akin ito ganun ka-importante yung Adobe Lightroom. Then I guess most sa mga photographers, so it really give them something advantage. Okay, so especially yung sinabi ko kanina, it allows to correct. Okay, so sometimes getting an image or something photographed, so meron yang overexposed, yung parang too much light, di kaya yung underexposed, yung parang kulang yung yung lights. Okay, so yan, so medyo advantage para sa mga photographer kasi they given a chance, right, to enhance their image. Okay, so without further said, so I guess so let's start. Okay, so let me allow my screen. Okay, so okay, so welcome to the introduction to basic Adobe Lightroom Classic. Okay, so again, this is basic. So it means our objectives for this webinar is to focus to the functionality of the applications and also to the importance of using the tools of Adobe Lightroom. Okay, so this is intended for the beginners. Okay, so it means kung medyo advanced ka na dito, so yan, so baka medyo maboard ka lang dito. Okay, sige, so first, okay, so let's see what is Adobe Lightroom. Okay, so Adobe Lightroom, okay, so is a part of Adobe Creative Suite or Adobe Creative Cloud. Okay, so yan yung sinabi ko kanina. Okay. Then, actually yung ginagamit ko ngayon, so version 2019 ito. So, released nung last 2019. So, for the functionality, so para sa akin is medyo upgraded naman siya. Then, Adobe Lightroom allows to edit. Okay? Then, something to correct. Yan yung sinabi ko kanina. Okay? Then, enhance the image that the information was already there. Okay? So, it means, okay, yung Adobe Lightroom, something parang related din doon sa sa Adobe Photoshop. Kaso yung Adobe Photoshop, kapag nag-i-edit tayo, so we can add other image or something other elements. Okay? So while dito sa Adobe Lightroom, we can only edit, okay, inside doon na sa image mismo, okay? So it means dito, so we cannot add something other elements like kung gusto mo something photo manipulation, so it means hindi kaya ng Adobe Lightroom ito. Okay? So, okay, then ito yung pinakamaganda. Okay, compare doon sa Adobe Photoshop. Because Adobe Lightroom, so giving you a chance to organize your photographs. Okay, so ito yung, para sa akin, ito yung medyo, ng big help talaga sa akin. Okay? Especially kapag meron akong like, 1,000 images or something 1,000 photos. Okay. So using this Adobe Lightroom, so medyo na-organized yung mga images na ginagamit ko sa graphic design. Okay. So yan yung Adobe Lightroom. Okay. The next, okay, so we have different versions of Adobe Lightroom. Okay. So minsan nalilito tayo kung ano yung gagamitin natin. Is it Adobe Lightroom CC, okay, or yung isa is yung Adobe Lightroom Classic, okay? Sige, so unahin muna natin yung Lightroom CC, okay? So yung Lightroom CC, okay, so is a cloud-based photo service that although works on a desktop, is mainly designed for mobile devices. So Lightroom CC is for photographs that want to edit anywhere on any device, okay? So ito yung parang advantage ng Adobe Lightroom CC, okay? So because meron siyang creative cloud, so it means yung lahat ng images na in-import mo dito. So, okay, so you can also save it, okay, to the cloud-based ng Adobe. Okay, so it means kapag nag-edit tayo using mobile, okay, so pwede yan. Or using yung tablet or laptop, so pwede yan. Okay, so ito yung yung medyo advantage. Okay, so tingnan natin yung okay, so advantage at disadvantage ng Adobe Lightroom CC. So, easier to learn for beginners with simpler organization and built-in learning tools. Okay, so when it comes sa workplace, sa interface at saka sa functionality at tools ng Adobe Lightroom CC, yung pang mobile. Okay. So actually medyo madali siyang matutunan. Okay, so it is recommended talaga doon sa so nag-aaral ng Adobe Lightroom. Okay? So ito yung must easier na application. Okay? So automatically save original files and edits to the cloud. Okay? So yan yung sinabi ko kanina. So ito yung lahat ng images mo is so it's giving a chance to save in Creative Cloud. Okay? Can use it on multiple devices, on a mobile device, phone, tablet, and laptops. Okay? Then yung disadvantage, yan naman, so a scaled-down version of Lightroom Classic. So Lightroom CC doesn't have all the features that Lightroom Classic has. Okay? So it means kapag yung ini-edit mong image or something yung pictures is parang major. So it means, okay, so hindi tayo gagamit ng Lightroom CC. So medyo limited lang yung features niya, yung tools ng Lightroom CC. Okay? Then, again, so medyo limited din yung export at saka yung import options niya. So, yan yung sa disadvantage yan. Then, automatically saving to the cloud as you're working with slow down your computer. Okay? So especially kapag yung computer mo is di ganun kataas, so it means kapag nag-hidden ka, kasi automatic yung saving doon sa cloud, so parang maglalag yung computer. Okay? So eventually, you may move onto using Lightroom Classic. More time is taken learning CC first, then Classic. Okay? So, doon sa reason na medyo limited lang yung ano niya, yung functionality niya, then later on, so, yan. So, yung magta-try ka din ng Adobe Lightroom Classic. But again, so this is good for the beginners. Okay? So kung gusto niyo matutunan yung Adobe Lightroom, so I truly advise na gumamit muna ng Lightroom CC. Okay? Yan yung unang version. Then yung ikalawang version, ito yung itatakal natin ngayon. So we have Adobe Lightroom Classic. Okay? So Lightroom Classic is the desktop focused version. So we think that Lightroom Classic is the best option for photographers that need to use majority of the tools. Okay? So kapag major yung edit mo, so I truly advise na gumamit ng Adobe Lightroom Classic. Okay? So when it comes sa functionality tools, so medyo kompleto yung Adobe Lightroom Classic. Okay? So yung advantage niya, so original RAW files held in your PC, meaning you're not reliant on the speed of the cloud. Okay? So it means okay, so yung mga file mo, like for example, so nag-shoot ka doon sa camera mo. So import mo dito sa sa Adobe Lightroom Classic. Then automatically yung meron siyang catalog. So pwede mo siyang i-save dito mismo sa desktop mo. Okay? So no need na parang no need na i-save pa doon sa cloud. Okay? However, so masasabi ko lang dito, so ito lang yung yung reliable kapag kung something na delete mo yung files mo dito sa computer mo. Okay? Then more advanced tools than Lightroom CC. Okay? So ito yung advantage niya. Okay? Compare doon sa Adobe Lightroom CC. Okay? So more options for building slideshows, making prints, and web galleries. Okay? So sa Lightroom Classic, okay, so when it comes sa workspace, okay, so aside doon sa develop, so meron siyang, pwede mo siyang parang, okay, so ipapattern doon sa book, kaya yung intended mo is to print, so pwede siya. Okay? So more export options, including using custom watermarks. Okay? Yung disadvantage yan naman, so Lightroom Classic is harder to learn for beginner photographers. Okay? So medyo compared doon sa sa CC. Ay, doon kasi dito sa sa Lightroom Classic, especially doon sa workplace niya, parang medyo madami lang, okay? So, yan ba, parang medyo maguluhan ka lang. But when it comes na ginagamit mo naman siya palagi, so I guess hindi naman mahirap na gamitin yung Adobe Lightroom Classic. Okay? However, if you learn Classic using CC, okay, so we wouldn't recommend learning Lightroom than the other way around. Okay? So, yan. So, kung medyo nahihirapan ka talaga dito sa Lightroom, so yun yung advice ko kanina, mag-umpisa sa CC. Pero kung kaya naman, so I recommend na, okay, so you can go naman dito sa Adobe Lightroom Classic. Okay? Then, next, okay, so ito naman yung yung minimum recommended system requirements for Lightroom Classic. Okay, so ito is nagbe-base actually doon sa version na ginagamit mo. So it means like sa akin na version, yung 2019, so medyo mataas din yung something nire-required ng application. Okay? So for the Windows, okay, so yung processors, so okay, so either Intel or AMD processor, so pwede yan, with 64-bit support, 2 GHz or faster processor. Then yung operating system, so okay, so Windows 10, 64-bit, or pwede din gumamit ng ng Windows 7. Okay? Then doon sa RAM, so yung minimum, so we have 8 GB, but kung kaya naman 16 GB, so much better. Okay? So when it comes naman sa hard disk, okay, so 2 GB of available hard disk space, then additional space is required for installation. Okay, so more advantage lang kung meron kang SSD. Okay. Then for the monitor, so we have 1024 by 768 display. Then yung recommended, so we have 1920 by 1080 pixels or greater. Okay? Yan yung about doon sa monitor. Okay, doon dito naman sa sa graphics card. Okay, so we have GPU with DirectX 12 support, then 2 gig of VRAM. Okay, but yung recommended, so we have 4 gig of VRAM for 4K or greater than display. Okay, then for the subscription of your applications, okay, so we will need the internet. Okay. Then for Mac, okay, so the processors, we have multi-core Intel processor with 64-bit support or Apple Silicon processor. Then yung operating system, so pwede yung Mac OS, okay, Mojave doon sa minimum requirement natin. But for the recommended, so we will use Mac OS Big Sur or Mac OS Catalina. Okay, then for the minimum, so pareho nandun sa sa Windows, so we have 8 gig, but yung recommended, so we have 16 gig. Okay, then for the hard disk, so pareho nandun sa sa Windows, so 2 gig of available hard disk space, then additional space is required for installations. Okay, then much advantage kung meron kayong SSD. Okay, so medyo mabilis yung pag-run ng applications. Then for the monitor, so we have 1024 by 768 display, but yung recommended, so we have 1920 by 1080 display or much higher. Okay. Then for the graphics card, so we have GPU with metal support doon sa Apple. Then we have 2 gig of VRAM. Okay. Then yung recommended, okay, so we have 4 gig of VRAM for 4K or greater than display. Okay. Then for the subscription, okay, so we'll need the internet. Okay, so yan yung mga minimum something recommended na requirements, okay, sa paggamit ng application ng Adobe Lightroom. Okay? So I guess okay na tayo doon sa medyo kilalanan natin yung Adobe Lightroom. Okay? So punta tayo doon sa applications. Okay, so again, so ito yung yung Adobe Lightroom applications. Okay, so medyo yung interface niya tsaka yung workspace niya. Okay, so medyo iba lang doon sa sa ibang application ng Adobe. Like doon sa Photoshop, okay, so like doon sa Adobe Illustrator, di kaya doon sa Adobe Design. Okay, dito is medyo madami yung niya, yung workspace niya. Okay, so again, so ito yung workspace niya. So we have library, okay? So sa library, okay, so mamaya dito tayo maglalagay or something mag-import ng mga images, okay? Then we have also develop the workspace, okay? So sa develop ng workspace naman, so dito tayo mag-i-edit ng ating mga images, okay? Then we have also map, okay? Yung map naman actually is, next. Okay, next. Okay, so mostly kung gusto mong alamin kung saan na lugar yung kinuha yung yung images. Okay, so pwede kayong pumunta dito sa map na ito. Sa map ng workspace, okay? Then we have also book, yan yung sabi ko kanina. Okay, so if you want to make something yung mga images is parang yung composition niya is parang naka-book na. So you can select dito sa workspace na book. Then if you want to make something slideshow, so meron din yung Adobe Lightroom Classic. So we have slideshow. Okay. Then we have also print. Okay, so after mo mag-edit, okay, then if you want to print, okay, so we have option dito sa workspace na ito. So we have print. Pati kaya kung yung target mo is good for web, okay, so we have also web na workspace dito. Okay? So yan yung mga different workspace ng Adobe Lightroom Classic. Okay, so we have library, develop, then we have map, book, slideshow, print, and web. Okay? So hindi na natin iisahin yung anim na ito. So magpo-focus tayo dito sa dalawa. So we have library at saka yung develop. Okay, so di natin kayang ubusin lahat ito. So we have limited time lang dito. So yung itatakol ko lang, so yun lang yung mga bagay na something magagamit nyo talaga. Okay? So punta tayo dito sa library. Okay? So again, so dito ako nag-i-import ng images. Okay? So to import the images, okay? So dito sa library, so we have option here. Okay, so makikita niyo dito sa left side na ito. So meron diyang parang button na yung pangalan is import. Okay, so I will click import. Okay, so lalabas yung kung saan location nakatago yung mga materials ko. Okay, so I guess nandito yan sa desktop. Okay, then I guess punta lang ako dito sa Lightroom. Okay, so raw material. So naka-check na lahat. Okay, but kung gusto mo lang yung isa, so uncheck mo lang dito yung all photos. Okay, so mag-uncheck yan. Then like for example, ito lang yung kailangan mo, so you can put check. Yan. Okay, so but for now, so sige, so gagamitin natin lahat. So I will put check all the images. Okay. Then dito sa right side ng library library workspace ng Adobe Lightroom ko. So makikita niyo dito yung designation. Okay? Kasi yung ginagawa ng Adobe Lightroom. So unlike doon sa Adobe Photoshop, kapag nagpe-place tayo, so automatic is nandoon siya inside doon sa application. Okay, so dito naman sa Adobe Lightroom. Okay, so gumagawa siya ng panibagong catalog. Okay? So parang another folder. Okay? Para wag masisira yung original file ng mga images niyo. Okay? Ito yung something pinakamaganda dito. Okay? So dito sa pictures sa pictures na directory ko, so I have dito 2020 na folder. Okay? Then I guess dito ko lang ilalagay yung mga images ko. Okay? Then I will click import. Okay? So nag-import na siya. So we have 1, okay. 2, 3. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So tingnan natin. So punta ako muna dito. Okay? Then okay. Punta ako dito sa pictures. Okay, so we have pictures. Okay, so we have 2020. Okay, so we have this one, 2020-12-13. Okay, so ito na yung lahat ng images na import ko dito. Okay, yung ginawa niya is duplicate siya ng panibagong images para wag masira yung original images niyo. Okay, yan yung something advantage ng Adobe Lightroom. Okay. Then dito sa library, okay, so actually dito sa right side na ito, so we have quick develop na option. Okay. So yung quick develop, okay, like for example is okay, so something gusto mong maglagay ng initially preset dito sa image na gusto mo. Okay, so you can choose like color. Okay, like for example, something gusto mo ng high contrast. Okay, oops, sorry. Double-click ako dito. Okay, para makita natin. Okay, so again, so punta ako sa default settings. Ito yung original na na image na import ko dito. So initially, so try natin lagyan ng preset dito. Okay, like for example, gusto mo something bright yung image mo. Okay, so yan, so we have initially nag-function na yung natin, yung preset natin. Okay, so we have bright. Okay, like for example, you can add something gusto mo is something matte, kulay. Okay, so dito again, so sa quick develop, so you can initially put some effects, presets dito. Okay, but for now, so hindi ako gagamit dito. Okay, so iisahin natin yung functionality ng Adobe Lightroom. Okay, then dito sa library na workspace, so makikita natin yung metadata. yung metadata. Okay, so yung metadata, actually ito yung lahat ng information regarding dito sa images mo, okay? Especially yung file name, yung file extension, okay? So we have that JPEG yung file format niya, okay? Then dito actually is makikita niyo yung capture time, okay? What time kinuha yung images. Like for example, kinuha ito ng 12-18 ng umaga. Then yung date nandito din, okay? So we have December 13, okay, 20, I guess 20 last 2019. Okay, so I guess punta lang ako dito. Okay. Then yung dimensions nandito man, so we have 3,456 by 2,304 na resolution. Okay, pati yung exposures makikita natin dito, pati yung lens na ginagamit. Okay, so we have 50 mm na lens na ginamit. Okay, pati yung ISO. Okay, so we have ISO. Then yung amount niya is only 400. So dito din natin makikita sa metadata. Okay. Then yung flash, so naka-indicate din dito. So hindi ako gumamit ng flash. Then yung camera na ginamit, so actually nandito din. So I used Canon. Okay, na camera. So ito yung parang yung isa sa mga advantage ng kung ikaw ay isang photographer then gumamit ka ng Adobe Lightroom Classic. Okay? So again, so lahat ng information, so dito lang makikita sa library. Then punta lang kayo ng metadata. Then you can also comment dito sa images niyo. Okay? So we have that one. Okay, so punta ako dito sa develop. Okay. So again, so sa develop na stage, okay, so dito tayo mag-edit ng ng images natin. So sa right panel, so ito yung mga features niya, okay? So we have presets, okay, we have snapshot. So preset kung gusto niyo mabilisan yung gawa niyo, okay? So you can also import any preset that you want, okay? So pwede din 'yan. Then for the snapshot, okay? So ito mamaya gagamitin din natin. Then lahat ng ginagawa natin, okay, dito. So actually is dito din natin makikita sa history. Okay, like for example, gumamit ako ng exposure. Okay, then automatically dito sa history. So okay, makikita natin yung history ng tools natin. Okay? One. Okay, so oops, lang natin. Okay, so to undo is just hold control, then plus yung Z doon sa keyboard. Okay. Then we have to read. Okay. Then dito sa ilalim, okay, so dito nyo makikita yung slideshow ng images na na-import nyo galing dito sa library. Then dito sa right panel, okay, so ito yung lahat ng editing options, di kaya tools ng Adobe Lightroom Classic. Okay, so mamaya isahin natin yung lahat dito. Okay. Then dito sa gitna, so ito naman yung something preview view natin. So kapag nag-edit tayo. Okay, so dito natin makikita yung ina-apply natin functions. Okay? Sige. So okay, so punta na tayo dito sa okay, sa functionality ng Adobe Lightroom Classic. Okay? So actually when it comes sa pag-i-edit ng image, okay, so we have 3 process, okay, na pinapalo natin, especially para doon sa mga beginners. Okay, so number 1, okay, so we have corrections. Okay, so sa correction na stage, okay, dito tayo nag-adjust or nag-fix ng exposure, ng lights, at saka yung darkness ng image natin. Okay, so after yung correction, so we have number 2. Okay, yung number 2 naman natin, so ito naman yung tinatawag natin color. Okay, so dito tayo naglalagay ng ng like something or something nag-enhance ng kulay, like gusto natin lagyan ng ng parang dramatic na kulay. So, dyan na stage tayo nag-apply. Okay, so we have color. Then yung third na process natin. Okay, so ito yung tinatawag natin finishing. Okay, so sa finishing, okay, so dito tayo nag-add ng effects. Like, for example, gusto nyo mag-add ng vignetting. Okay, so dyan na stage tayo mag-add ng effects. Okay, sa finishing. Okay, so again, so we have corrections, number 1. Okay, so yung otherwise we have color. Okay, then yung third is we have finishing. Okay, so uunahin natin yung yung corrections. Okay, so sa corrections, so we have basic. Okay, punta tayo sa basic. Okay, okay, so sa basic, so yung uunahin natin when it comes sa corrections. Okay, so mag-adjust tayo ng white balance. Ito yung white balance. Okay, so we have different ways actually to adjust the white balance. Either you can use the eye drop. Okay, so like that one. Yung gagawin lang is click lang yung eye drop. Okay, then you can click like that one. Okay, to adjust the white balance. Okay, or again click. So you can select. Okay, okay, you can select sa kung saan area na gusto niyo. Okay, for example dito. Okay, so you can adjust the white balance. But for now is kaya ko nito. Okay, so yung ikalawang way, so we can adjust the white balance by manually, okay, dragging the options. So we have temperature and tint. Okay, so kapag yung temperature is medyo mababa siya, okay, so titingnan natin. Okay, so medyo yung ano niya, yung effects niya, okay, parang so medyo nag-add siya ng something blue. Okay, but or something color. Okay, but if your temperature is positive naman, so medyo nag-add siya ng warm color. Okay, ito yung temperature. Okay, ito naman yung tint. Okay, so nag-add siya ng green. Saka kapag positive naman, okay, zero pa lang. Okay, so you can also change the value, okay, by selecting that one, then entering the value of that one. Like for example, gusto niyo ng 5, so pwede din yan. Okay, but for now, so temperature is kasi yan. Okay, then yung tint kapag ito right side naman, so medyo yung ano niya, okay, so medyo nag-add siya ng something, okay, purple. Okay, then yung isang way, okay, to adjust the white balance, yung pinakamabilis actually. Okay, so you can also set the auto. Okay, so gusto niyo something mabilisan, okay, set niyo lang auto, then automatically si Adobe Lightroom Classic na yung mag-adjust ng white balance. Okay, but for now, so gusto ko manually ako yung mag-adjust. Okay, so we will apply only minimal amount for this one. Okay, so if we try to see the image, actually medyo okay naman yung white balance niya. So adjust na lang ako ng something minimal. Okay, so I guess we can adjust something, right? -5. Okay, then for the tint, okay, so mag-experiment tayo dito. Okay, so I guess I can adjust into -5. Okay, so actually it's depende sa inyo anong gustong white balance or something effects. Okay, but again, so for the basic, yung ano natin, yung objective natin is to correct only the image. Okay, so don't put too much value. Like gusto nyo dito kayo mag-add ng kulay. Okay, so wag lang muna. Okay, then we have also exposure. Okay, then for the exposure, actually titingnan ko, so parang okay naman yung exposure niya. So let's try to add something. Okay, so we have 0.12. Okay, positive 0.12. So kapag positive yung value ng exposure mo, so it means nagbibigay siya ng more lightness dito. But if your exposure is something negative, okay, so nagbibigay naman siya ng something darkness sa inyong image. Okay, so ito yung purpose ng exposure. It adds lightness at saka darkness sa inyong image. Okay, but for now, so medyo nag-add lang ako ng counting lightness. So yung value ko is I have 0.12 yung exposure, positive 0.1. Then we have also contrast, okay? So if you want to add something doon sa tones ng image niyo, so you can edit the contrast, okay? Like for example, if we have maximum value of contrast, okay, so ito na nangyayari. So parang yung ano niya, yung something nag-add siya ng more vibrant doon sa color, sa tones ng image niyo. But if yung value niya is something negative, okay? So, nagiging soft yung images niyo. Okay? So, you have that one. So, I guess, add lang ako ng minimal value ng contrast. So, like for example, is we have positive 5 na contrast. Okay? Then, we have a highlights. Okay? So, when we say highlights, actually, yung mga, yung parang, yung kung saan yung lights na something naka-indicate dito sa image niyo. Okay? Like for example, so kapag medyo mataas yung highlights niyo, okay? So especially nandito yung more lights ng image natin. Okay? So dito yung so dito siya nag-a-add ng lights. But if you put something negative doon sa sa highlights, okay? So nawawala yung lights dito sa image. Okay? No, okay. So, I will add something minimal na highlights dito. So, I guess plus 5. Okay. Then you have shadows. Okay. So, if you want something more shadows, so drag nyo lang into negative na value yung shadows. But kung gusto nyo something ayaw nyo yung shadows, okay. So, it means that the value you want is make it positive. Okay, so kapag positive, ito nangyayari sa image. Negative, okay, so nag-add siya ng shadows dito sa image. Okay, then we have also white. Okay, so actually yung white is nag-set ito ng white points dito sa highlights. Okay, so ito yung highlights natin kanina. So if I add more lights, so it means okay, so adjust ko lang yung whites dito sa Lightroom ko. So, the more na mataas yung value niya, okay? So, the more lights the Lightroom gives, okay? Ito yung maximum niya. Then, kapag gusto niyo something, okay, so ayaw niyo ng lights, so you can put up into negative na value yung whites, okay? So, okay, so I guess medyo plus 5 lang. Okay, then yung shadow, okay, so negative 5, so lagyan na natin ng konting shadows, okay. Then, we have also blacks, okay, so kanina yung whites is good for highlights, actually yung blacks naman is good for shadows, okay, so if you want to add more black in your shadows, okay, so dito lang kayo mag-adjust dito sa blacks, okay, so then yung value nyo, so put it something negative, okay, so mag-add yan ng black doon sa shadows. But if you want something parang minimal yung niya, parang something ayan yun ng pagka-black ng shadows niyo. Okay, so make it positive yung value. Ito yung positive na value ng blacks. Ito naman yung negative value ng blacks. Okay. So, ang konti. Okay, so we have negative 30. Okay, so shadows is negative 5. Okay. Then dito, so okay na tayo sa tone. Okay, so kung gusto nyo something parang medyo mahirap sa inyo, yung isa ng corrections. So, okay, so we'll reset first. Okay, so balik muna natin doon sa value lahat into 0. Okay, that one. So kanina dito, sa white balance, gumamit tayo ng auto. Okay, actually dito sa tone, okay, so again, kung medyo nahihirapan kayo dito sa pag-correct ng image nyo, okay, so sa tone, so you can also click the auto. Okay, then automatic si Lightroom na yung bahala, okay, na mag-correct ng exposure, contrast, highlight, shadows, whites, blacks doon sa image niyo. Okay, so hindi na kayo mahihirapan. Ito yung medyo isa sa mga advantage ng Lightroom dito. Okay, then we have presence. Okay, sige, try natin yung auto. Okay, then oops. Okay, Then we have also presents, okay? So sa presents, so dito natin makikita yung texture, okay? If you add something sharpness dito sa image nyo, okay? So you can adjust the texture. So the more na positive yung value ng texture nyo, okay? So the more na sharpness yung gagawin ng Adobe Lightroom Classic natin. Okay, ito yung maximum value niya. But kung gusto nyo something soft or something naka-blur yung image nyo, so put it something negative yung value niya. Ito naman yung negative 100 ng value ng texture. Okay, so I guess we will put into 0. Okay, so mag-add lang ako ng counting texture. Okay, so we have 5, positive 5. Okay, oops. Then, ito naman yung clarity. Okay, so sige, para makita natin yung difference ng texture saka yung clarity. Okay. So, yung clarity, okay, actually is parang kagaya sila ng texture, nag-add ng sharpness. But, dito, okay, sa clarity, okay, so pati yung surroundings niya, okay, so nag-sharp din, okay. Unlike dito sa texture, okay, so kung titingnan natin, only the subject lang yung, okay, nag-add ng sharpness. But yung surroundings niya, okay, so ito to see. Okay, so parang same pa rin yung surroundings niya. Okay. So, ito yung difference ng texture at saka yung clarity. Okay. So, again, sa texture is good for subject. Okay, then yung si clarity, then also the surroundings. So, nag-add siya ng sharpness. Okay, so we have 5. Okay. Then, okay na ako dito sa sa background. So, ayaw ko na mag-add ng clarity. Okay? Then, yung dehaze, okay? If you have, pagkuha nyo, like for example, is you have a hazy pictures, so you medyo fog yung yung picture nyo or something hindi visible yung yung picture nyo, yung image nyo. Okay, you can use dehaze, okay, para medyo mawawala yung haze doon sa photo. Okay? So, let's try. So, ito yung maximum value niya. So, we have 100. Okay? And ito naman yung minimum value na dehaze. Okay? But for now, so, okay naman yung picture ko, yung images ko. So, simple naman siya. So, it means, hindi na ako muna gagamit ng dehaze. Okay? Then, we have also vibrance and saturations. Okay? So, make it zero muna natin. Okay, para makita natin yung difference ng vibrance at saka yung saturations. Okay. So, yung vibrance, okay, if I will make the value positive, okay, so, okay, so kung if na-notice natin, yung kulay dito sa image natin is nag-enhance siya. So, he give more color. So, yan yung yung vibrance. Okay. So, yung blue parang naging saturated na blue. So, okay. Yan, ito yung maximum, pati yung yellow. So, parang dominant na yellow na talaga, pati yung green. Okay, but yung 0 naman natin. Okay, so nagiging siyang black and white. Okay. So, yung vibrance, so it means yung vibrance saturation. So, nag-add ng color niyan. But the difference is, okay, so ito yung vibrant. Okay. So, try naman natin yung saturation. Okay, so yung saturation, so pati yung skin tone, okay, so lahat niyan, okay, pati yung surroundings. So actually is totally is nag-add siya ng kulay, but yung vibrant, okay, so make it 0. Okay. So kung titingnan natin, okay, so yung skin tone is okay, so parang hindi niya ginagalaw yung skin tone ng image. Okay. So, ito yung saturation, pati yung skin tone. So, yung nakikita natin is nagiging red na talaga yung ng skin tone dito sa subject. But dito sa vibrance, okay, only the surroundings lang yung nag-add. Okay? So, for now, okay. So, okay. So, try natin make it something okay naman ako dito. So, we have positive din dito sa vibrant. Okay. Then, for the saturations, okay. So, okay. I guess, pati yung skin tone. So, let's make positive 5 yung value nito. Okay. So far, mag-zoom out tayo. Okay. So to zoom out actually is I holding control, then plus yung scroll down. To zoom in, so hold control lang, at saka plus scroll. Okay, mag-zoom in. And then automatic, so nakapan naman yan kapag nag-zoom in kayo. So it means you can move the area na gusto nyo. Okay, so somehow mag-zoom out na po. Okay, so far okay na yung correction ko. Okay, so it means yung basic, so far okay na ako dito. Okay, so we have plus 5 yung contrast. Okay. So next, so punta naman tayo dito sa tone at saka yung curve. Okay. Actually, yung tone at saka yung tone curve, so something we can say na parang contrast din ito. But yung main different nila ng contrast, okay, every time I used contrast kanina dito, so totally lahat ng area ko is nag-add ng contrast. Okay. So unlike dito, so like for example, so I can adjust, okay, that one, so dito, then plus, okay, I can adjust the darkness. Okay. So it means, okay, so medyo mas advantage yung paglalagay ng contrast using yung curve, okay, compared dito. Okay, then if you add something parang something old na photograph yung ano nyo, so actually dito nyo makikita sa curve. Okay, so that one. Okay, so minimal lang. Okay. So mag-add lang tayo ng konting light. Okay, okay. Okay, then aside dito sa highlight at saka sa shadows dito sa curve, actually you can play also into RGB. Okay, like for example, so gusto nyo medyo yung green, yung red. Okay, so yan kapag naka-maximum value ako, so puput siya ng much red. Okay, but if I drag that one, okay, papunta dito sa right side na ito, okay, so medyo nawawala naman yung red. Okay, so that one, so you can add dito, okay, but for now, okay, so pag lang muna. Okay, so we have red, then next is green, so you can play the green. Okay, so dito yun din makikita sa curve. Okay, so you can also add something green. Okay, then you can also last the green and add something magenta. Okay, so take note lang yung alternate ng RGB, kaya yung red, green, and blue. So we have same YK. So every time na mag-last tayo ng value ng red, so yung nangyayari, like that one, so nag-add siya ng cyan. Okay, then dito sa green, kapag nag-last tayo ng value, so nag-add siya ng magenta. Okay, either green or magenta. Then dito sa blue, okay, so if I add something blue na value, ito yung nangyayari, nag-add siya ng something blue. But if I drag papuntang into right side yung yung graph na ito, so nag-add siya ng yellow. Okay, so again, so yung alternate ng RGBs we have same way, or cyan, magenta yun, tsaka yung yellow. Okay, but for now, so okay, ayaw ko ng okay, so steady lang yung RGB. Okay, only yung ginawa ko is nag-add lang ako ng medyo counting, okay, highlights at saka yung shadows. Okay, so next is, okay, so kung okay na kayo dito sa corrections, okay, yung next natin, so doon sa waist na sinabi ko kanina, so we have color. Okay, so dito natin makita sa HSL at saka yung color. Okay, so dito tayo maglalagay ng color. Okay, so dito, so we have hue. Okay, you can change the hue sa dito na image na ito. Okay, like for example, so yung yellow, okay, so ayaw nyo ng yellow, so you can add something green. Pwede yan. So punta lang dito, so we have hue dito ng slider. Di kaya something orange, so pwede yan. Okay, then we have also saturations. Okay, So, like for example, yung yellow, so gusto nyo medyo something vibrant yung set, yung yellow. Okay, so you can add the saturations. Okay. Hindi kaya gusto nyo something medyo desaturated. Okay, so just put the slider into negative value lang. Okay? And okay? So mag-add lang ako ng something, okay? Mag-add lang tayo ng konting saturations. So, plus 5. Okay, then yung, we have also luminance. Okay? Ito nagbabari naman ito sa lightness ng kulay dito. Okay? So like for example, so dito sa yellow na ito, okay, so gusto nyo something lagyan ng light. So, okay, adjust nyo lang yung luminance dito sa HSL color. Okay. We have that one. We can put it something dark, okay, or we can put it something light. Okay. So, okay, so add lang natin ang konting saturation. Okay, then we have also red. Okay, so lahat ng red dito, okay. So we can make it, so pwede natin palitan yung kulay. Okay. Okay. Then we have saturation. Then we have luminance. Okay. So kung titingnan natin, okay, so ito yung nangyayari. So lahat ng red dyan is something na enhance natin yan. Okay. So edit lang yan. Then we have also green. So lagyan natin ng, okay. So, medyo enhance natin yung green. We have saturation. Okay, then lagyan natin ng lights. Okay, so yan. Okay, then we have also blue. Gusto niyo adjust yung blue. Okay, so okay, you can put the saturation. Then you can put the, okay, ayaw ng luminance. So it's not complete. Okay, then we have also, what else? Okay, so we have also magenta. Okay, so dito actually is nagbabari yung color niya based dito sa image niya. Okay, so like yung, we have red, orange. Okay, so kasi dito sa image, so we have also red at saka yung orange. Okay, so we have magenta. Okay, that one. So you can explore that one. You can explore that one. Okay. So, okay, so I guess wag lang sobra. Okay. So, yung blue. So, adjust natin yung blue. Okay, so we have, okay, ayaw ko ng green. Okay na ako dito sa green. So, gusto ko lang ganyan, okay. So, yung yellow-green para something old photograph talaga. Then yung yellow, so I don't need too much yellow. So adjust ko lang yung saturation niya at saka yung luminance. Okay. Okay, so far okay na ako dyan. Okay, then aside dito sa HSL at saka yung color. Okay, so we can adjust also the color using calibration. Okay, so punta tayo sa calibration. Okay, hindi kaya, sige. Ito muna. Okay, so we have split toning. Okay. So dito sa split toning, okay, so actually, so dito is, nandiyan na sa pangalan, so we have split. So it means, parang separate yung highlights at saka yung shadows. Like for example, gusto nyong lagyan ng kulay yung, yung highlights, okay, at saka yung shadows, okay. So kapag hindi kaya ng HSL, hindi kaya ng color, so ito yung pinakamagandang option. So we have split tone, okay. Like for example, that one. So yung ko is, yung ginagawa ko is, we'll put first into maximum value yung saturation, then Next ko is pipili ako ng kulay. Okay, so yung ang inuna ko is ito yung highlights. Okay, so we have orange. Okay, like for example, we have orange. Then after choosing the color, yung ginagawa ko is in-adjust ko yung saturation. Okay, that's the time na in-adjust ko yung saturation. Okay, then again, so we have shadows. So okay, so I will make it full saturation muna. Okay, para makita ko yung kulay na gusto ko para dito sa shadows. Okay, so like for example, I want something blue. Yan. Okay, then that's the time na okay, babawasan ko na yung saturation ko dito sa shadows. Okay, like that one. Then, yung balance naman, okay, like for example, if the slider is para papuntang left, okay, so yung ginagawa niya is the more yung shadows na kulay, okay, so parang something nagbo-blue siya, okay. But if the slider is papunta naman into right side, so the more naman yung highlights niya, okay. So, kung titingnan natin, medyo nag-yellow naman siya, okay. Okay na ako dyan. Then, we have split toning, okay, so separate yung pagkukulay dito sa highlight at saka yung dito sa shadows. Okay, then next is we have calibration. Dito sa calibrations, okay, so we have red, green at saka yung blue primary. Okay, so like for example, mag-add ako ng something red. Okay, then same time, okay, ibabalance ko lang dito sa hue ng blue. One. That one. Then you have also green. Then you can also add the saturation of green. Okay, so pili tayo ng kulay na gusto natin. Okay, then we have also tint dito sa shadows. You want something green or something magenta. Prefer nyo, sige. So I will make it zero. Okay, so that one. Okay, then sige, so far okay na dyan. So, okay. So, next is, okay na tayo sa color. Okay, so again, so for the correction, so we have basic. Okay, then for the color, so we have, again, so for the correction, so we have basic at saka yung tone curve pala. Okay, so nakalimutan natin yung tone curve. Then for the color, so we have HSL color. Then we can adjust also the color using split toning at saka yung calibration. Then for finishing, so so we have details. Like for example, mag-add ka ng sharpening. Okay, so gusto mo maging sharp yung image mo. Okay, so we have details dito. Then kung image mo is something maraming noise, okay, so you can minimize naman yan using noise reductions. Okay. So far wala naman noise, then somehow okay na ako sa sharpness dito. Okay, so for the details, so wag ko nang gagalawin yung details ko. Okay, then next is we have lens corrections. Okay, so we have option dito. So we have remove chromatic aberrations. Okay, we can check that one. At saka we can correct the lens. Okay, so I will check enable profile corrections. Then dito, so lalabas dito yung lens na ginamit nyo. Okay, so like for example, yung ginamit ko dito is 50mm na lens. Okay, so I will select first the camera. So I have Canon. Then yung model, okay, so ginamit yung 50mm. Okay, so let's check kung nag-apply siya. So, okay, so that one, ito yung original. Okay, then if I will check the enable profile corrections, okay, so medyo nag-okay yun. Okay, okay yung image ko ngayon. Then next, for finishing, so we have detail at saka yung lens correction. Then we have also transform. Okay, so dito is sa transform, so we can crop the image, but I truly advise na wag tayo mag-crop dito. Okay, but sige, papakita ko lang. So, vertical, okay, ganyan yung vertical. Okay, kapag negative, ito naman yung nangyayari. So we have horizontal, okay, kung negative, ito naman yung nangyayari. Okay, we can rotate that one. Okay, we can scale that one. Okay, or we can offset into X at saka yung Y na positions. So, again, so ito rin advice na huwag mag-crop dito. Okay, sa transform. So, yung gagawin kapag nagka-crop, okay, so meron tayong option dito. Okay, we have crop overlay. So, ito yung advisable na crop ng Adobe Lightroom. Okay, so you can crop into 4:5 okay, na ratio. That one. Okay, you can crop into 8.5:11 okay, na ratio. That one. Oops, sir. Okay, so then yung angle actually is you can also change that one okay, using dito. So we have crop overlay, then again, so ito yung advisable na pagka-crop ng image. Okay, so Ctrl-Z ko muna. Dito. Then next, okay, so okay na tayo sa transform. Okay, then for the effects, okay, so off ko lang yung crop. Okay. Okay, for the effects, okay, so you can add like yung sinabi ko kanina, so yung vignetting, okay. Like for example, gusto nyo ma-emphasize yung subject, okay. So you can change the amount into negative, okay. So mag-add yan dito sa edge na ito, something dark. But if the value is positive naman, so yung vignetting niya is, so nagiging white siya, okay. Then you can also change the midpoint, okay. So depende sa gusto nyong output, okay. Then you can change also the roundness, and you can also add feather. Okay. Know that one. Okay. So we have that one. So we have text. Okay. So yan yung eyes dito sa tools ng Adobe Lightroom Classic. So again, so we have 3 ways. Okay. So we have correction. Then yung second is we have color. Then the third is we have finishing. So for correction, so pwede tayong mag-adjust dito sa basic at saka dito sa curve. Okay, then for the colors, so we can adjust into the color, split toning, and calibration. Then for the finishing, so we can add sharpness dito sa details. We can correct the lens using lens corrections. Okay, so we can crop the image using transform. Okay, we can add vignetting using effects. Okay, so that one. Then dito, okay, so kanina is yan. So sa history, so makikita natin yung lahat ng functions ng ginamit ko dito sa image na ito. Then kung medyo gusto niyo is mabilisan, like for example, so meron kang another image dito, then gusto mo apply yung effects ito, so we can copy that one. Okay, so yan. So you can check yung gusto nyong effects or di kaya yung functions na ginamit nyo kanina. Okay, like for example that one. So copy. Okay, then dito, so we can paste it. Okay, yan. So kung gusto nyo something mabilisan. Okay, yan yung maganda sa Lightroom kumpara sa Photoshop. Okay. Then, balik tayo dito. Okay, ito yung history. Then dito, actually, you can delete also. Oops. Try natin delete. History. Oops, sorry. Right, may natin delete. So, first delete. Oh, wag yan. Okay, so, gusto nyo delete. Oops, sorry. Okay, so, nahanap ko yung delete. Makikula na yung delete. Okay. Then, okay, yan yung history. Okay, then dito sa snapshot, okay, yung snapshot, okay, so like for example, okay, so dito, okay, so parang backup siya. Okay, so like example, ito yung original. So, okay, so click ko lang yung plus na button. Then, I will press original. Okay, then I will create. Okay, then, like for example, gumamit ako ng effects or presets. So, I have here presets. Okay. Like it one. So, gamit na ako. Oops. Naglalag na siya. Okay. Oop. Ayaw ko nang. Okay, too much. Okay, so. Okay, hanap tayo ng magandang presets. Okay, like for example, this one. Yung matte. Okay, then balik tayo dito. Okay, so balik ako dito. Okay, sa snapshot. Then, I can add. So, example, so, edited version 2. So, create. Okay, then anytime, like for example, gusto nyo bumalik sa original, so double click lang dito. Okay, so parang backup siya. Yan yung snapshot. Okay, then dito sa presets, okay, ito yung pinaka madaling paraan. Actually, yung ginagawa ko mostly. So, I have a lot of bunch na preset dito. So, like, for example, mag-import ako ng preset. Okay, so, pakita ko paano mag-import. Okay, so, click lang yung plus dito. Then, mag-import ako ng preset. Okay, so, I have here preset. So, actually, nakuha ko lang ito dito. Ito sa internet. So, we have more free na presets na makikita sa internet. Okay, so, that one. So, import ko lang yung copy shop na preset. Okay. So, try natin. Okay. Oops. So, hanapin ko siya dito. So, we have copy shop. Okay. Letter C. Okay. So, ito siya. Okay. So, most likely yan yung ginagawa ko. Then, actually, dito, like for example, gusto kong adjust yung okay, yung saturation niya. Ganyan. Okay. So, at least hindi na siya mahirap. So, automatically, so, meron na siyang preliminary na, ano, na mga value dito. Okay. So, hindi na mahirap para sa akin yung pag-i-edit. Okay. Like, for example, one, din dito sa curve. Okay. So, you can adjust one. Yung highlights. Okay. So, gusto nyo adjust yung shadow. So, adjust naman yung shadow. Okay. Yan yung pinakamadaling paraan ng pag-i-edit dito sa Lightroom. Okay, so yung paggamit ng preset. Okay, then what else? Okay, then to export, go lang dito sa file. Okay. Then punta lang dito sa export. Okay, then we have location. Okay, so like for example, we have desktop. Okay, ito yung location ko. Then, okay, so lagay tayo ng subfolder. So, edited text. Okay, so okay na ako dyan. Okay, file naming. Okay, so paste. Okay, so you can add also watermark. Okay, so like for example, you can check watermark. Okay, then sige, try lang natin ito yung simple copyright na watermark. Okay, then export natin. Okay, so punta tayo sa desktop. Okay, okay, so we have edited. Okay, so ito na siya. Okay, so aside dito, sa tools dito. So, we can add another effects. Okay. So, like a graduated filter. Okay. You can drag that one. Okay, then you can add something, another color. Okay. One. Okay, so this. Wala. Alright, then you can also change the exposure. Okay. Contrast. Okay. So, you can change also highlight, shadows. Okay, so ito magagamit yun din. Widget filter. Okay, then we have also red eye corrections. If pagkuha nyo something na red eye siya, then you can correct that one using red eye corrections. Then Adobe Lightroom also can remove like pimples. Okay, so we have spot removal. Okay, so what else? Okay, so we have that one. Okay, so far. Okay, so I guess yan yung okay, yung features at saka yung functions na Adobe Lightroom. Okay, so actually medyo magulo lang yung ano niya, yung workspace. But so again, kapag palagi niyo siyang ginagamit, so actually hindi naman siya mahirap. Then tandaan lang yung ano, yung three ways. Okay, so yung correction, yung color at saka yung ano, yung finishing, especially sa mga baguhan, okay? Okay, so yan yung pinaka-basic talaga, okay, sa pag-i-edit ng isang image. But for the professionals, so actually so alam na nila kung saan sila mag-adjust, paano nila gamitin yung mga tools. Okay, but for the beginners, so yan yung tandaan yung keywords, okay? Then okay, so yan kapag nag-i-edit, so okay, so wag lang sobra yung ano, yung pagpuput niyo ng value dito sa ano, sa effects o di kaya dito sa tools ng Adobe Lightroom. Okay, so I guess that's all for my presentations. Okay, so Miss Sally.
Yes, Sir Ian, thank you so much. So indeed, that was quite interesting. Actually, I am enjoying every time you change the color of and everything in the edit, or rather in the picture. So we have actually a lot of questions now, but first I would like to ask, is it free, the Lightroom Classic?
Actually kasi so we have yung gumawa dito is Adobe. So it means yes, may bayad talaga ito. But for the practice, okay, so you can try naman yung trial versions.
Mm-hmm. Okay, they can practice on the trial version.
Yes,
okay, so first question that we have, what are the minimum requirements to run the Lightroom Classic on desktop? Actually, I have seen this earlier, but probably our participant was late. So I hope that you can share it again, Sir Ian, the minimum requirements for the Lightroom Classic on desktop.
Okay, so actually, yung Adobe Lightroom, so mas magaan sa compare doon sa Adobe Photoshop. Okay. So regarding sa processor, okay. So we can use Intel, hindi kaya yung EMD.
All right.
Okay, wag lang yung pinaka lumang version ng Intel, yung mga Pentium. Okay. So especially yung ginamit mo na application is yung ito yung version 2019, so medyo mataas yung ganitong applications. Okay. But you can run it into Intel at saka yung doon sa EMD. Then for the operating system, okay, so Either we can use Windows 7 at saka Windows 10. So mag-run yung ano, yung Lightroom. Then yung minimum requirement regarding doon sa RAM, so we have 8 gig but yung recommended, so kung kaya natin 16 gig. Okay. Then for the hard disk, okay, so dapat meron lang tayong available na free doon sa ating hard disk yung 2 gig. Then much better kung meron tayong SSD, mas mabilis yung application. And doon sa video card, so yung minimum nila is we have 2 gig, then yung recommended naman is yung 4 gig misali. Yan naman lang yung yes misali.
But you've said earlier that it can be saved in the cloud. But it can, yeah.
Yung isang version ng Lightroom misali, yung Adobe Lightroom CC. But ito yung ginamit ko, so yung Adobe Lightroom Classic. Yes, it's good for desktop. When it comes to saving, so dito mo lang mas-save sa desktop.
All right, so let's proceed to question number 2, Sir Ian.
Yes,
so what is the difference between Lightroom CC and Lightroom Classic?
So again, so yung Lightroom CC, so yan yung sige, let's say na lang yung advantage. So yung Lightroom CC is gumagamit siya ng Creative Cloud. Okay, so when it comes sa sa pag-i-import ng image, you can sync that one into Creative Cloud. So it means, like for example, nagta-travel ka, then you have internet, you can get the file from Creative Cloud and you can edit that one. Okay, yan yung pinaka-advantage ng Lightroom CC. Then when it comes sa practice, actually mas better na mag-umpisa dito sa Lightroom CC. Kasi yung tools niya at saka yung functionality, much simple siya compared doon sa Lightroom Classic. Okay? Then yung Lightroom Classic naman, when it comes sa major editing, so I can say, so instead na gumamit tayo ng Lightroom CC, ito yung gamitin natin, yung Lightroom Classic. So when it comes sa pictures, sa functions, so mas marami yung features siya at saka yung functions ng Adobe Lightroom Classic.
Alright, so the Lightroom CC, you can access it anytime, anywhere. For as long as you have internet, of course. Right. Okay, so question number 3, is Lightroom Classic a photo manipulation tool like Photoshop? It's different. Right.
Yes. When it comes, kung yung target mo is pag photo manipulations, so hindi kaya ng Adobe Lightroom yan. Yung Adobe Lightroom is, it allows to edit only doon sa sa information na nasa mismo sa image mismo. Okay, but if you want to put something other elements, so hindi na kaya ng Adobe Lightroom.
You will be needing Photoshop.
Yes, Miss Sally.
Next question here, Sir Ian, question number 4. Can I access Lightroom Classic using my smartphone?
Okay, so kung gagamit tayo ng cellphone, so I guess yung gagamitin natin yung Lightroom CC po. Okay, kasi yung Lightroom Classic is intended para sa desktop po.
Okay, I hope that's clear. Lightroom Classic for desktop and Lightroom CC for smartphone. Okay, question number 5. What file format you can export in Lightroom Classic?
Okay, so actually, so kaya yung pati kahit raw file na galing doon sa sa camera, yung .raw. Okay, so kaya ng ng Adobe Lightroom Classic. Then JPEG, so parang lahat ng raster na most na raster na na file format, JPEG, TIFF at saka yung PNG. Kaya ng ng Adobe Lightroom Classic.
Okay, directly if you will just connect your camera directly to your PC, then it can be read by the Lightroom Classic.
Then add on lang, Miss Sally, so actually meron pa isang file format, yung DNG. So kaya din ng ng Adobe Lightroom Classic.
Okay, that's good. So we have a lot of questions, so we won't let you go. Question number 6. Hi po, maayong hapon. Pwede ba siya saved as JPEG? if ever mag-print ang color, hindi ba mag-change or mag-pixelize yung pic or picture?
Okay, so okay, it's a very good question. So actually, yung JPEG is parang ano yun yan, parang loosey file format yan. So it means kung anong nakikita nyo dito sa sa monitor nyo. So most likely kapag nagsa-save tayo ng JPEG. So may mga parang something na walang may mga ibang elements na nawawala. At the same time, nag-a-add siya ng other artifacts. Okay, so it means kung maganda yung ano nyo, yung pag-edit nyo dito sa monitor, then save nyo doon sa JPEG. So most likely, so meron lang something minimal naman na nangyayari doon sa sa images. Then doon sa pixelated, so actually yung pixelated, so nag-occur niyan kung medyo mababa yung resolution ng image niyo. Especially yung resolution niya is 150 by 150 pixels, then most likely, so yes, magpipixelate yan.
Alright, so I hope that answers your questions, dear participant. And we have here another question. Good afternoon from Jennifer Legaspe. Recorded po ba ito, ma'am? Para mabalik-balikan namin po. Salamat. Yes, Ma'am Jennifer, ako na lang po magsasagot instead of saying. This is recorded. Anytime you can just go back to our Facebook page or even in our YouTube channel, and all the webinars that we have in the past, you can still watch it and learn from it. All right, so that would be all, Sir Ian. Thank you so much for your time and for another learning that you have shared with us. Do you have any parting message to our partners or to our listeners, to our viewers right now?
Okay, so actually, hindi naman para, I mean, kahit sino is pwede gumamit ng Adobe Lightroom, okay? Kasi minsan, so like, yung Adobe Lightroom is para lang yan sa photographers. Yung Adobe Lightroom para lang yan sa graphic designers, okay? So, kung titingnan natin, so, di ba lahat tayo is mahilig tayo sa magandang pictures. So, yes, you can use naman kahit ordinaryong tao lang or di kaya is yung nagpa-practice ka lang. So, you can use Adobe Lightroom Classic.
Alright. Thank you so much, Sir Ian. Thank you for another learning opportunity with you. Yeah, and God bless you, Sir Ian. So, everyone, before we end this afternoon webinar, we have a lot of questions about getting digital certificates. So I hope you have filled out your attendance already. And because we are about to close that link. Actually, we already closed that link an hour ago. So this time we will be flashing to you the evaluation form that you can actually access in order for you to do the evaluation. If you can find it in our description box, kindly look for it. And that right now, the QR code is being flashed on your screen. Kindly scan the QR codes and do your evaluation right now so that you can avail of the digital certificate. All right, so please type in your name correctly, as we will no longer cater change of certificates due to wrong spelling of names. Also, be careful with the spelling of your email address so it won't bounce back. Okay, in addition, be careful with the lower and uppercase of your email address because our system is very case sensitive. So evaluation site will be open until 6 in the evening. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This concludes our Visual Graphic Design Webinar 11. Introduction to Adobe or Basic Adobe Lightroom Classic. Don't miss out on our first GAD webinar tomorrow, September 1, 2021. That's Creating Hope, a suicide prevention talk with speaker Ms. Rose Jessica F. Octaviano, and our moderator is our very own Dr. Maria Cristina Orbicido. So see you the same time at the same platform that you are using right now. So if you have registered, definitely you will receive an email reminder for our succeeding webinar. So that's all for today. Stay healthy and stay safe. NOLITC inspire, NOLITC cares, avance, negrense.